radial nerve, tensioning, and flossing. So the tensioning is going to be the more aggressive version. The flossing is going to be a lesser aggressive version. So how we can do this is being aware of what the radial nerve is, and then some kind of positions that we can start by putting some tension into that nerve course. So the radial nerve runs along the thumb side of my lower arm, and it's a nerve that branches off other nerves that kind of originate up in your neck, come down through the front of your shoulder, and spread out into your arm. So how we can start is just simply by rotating our wrist and bringing so I'm rotating my palm toward me and then behind me, and then bringing my wrist into extension, right? So I like to start in this position to where I'm really rotating and wrapping, trying to keep my fingers, you guys can see that, keep my fingers straight. So when I kind of rotate like that, I'm not curling my hand up. Making a fist is going to make it more aggressive. So palm out, I'm going to go into wrist flexion, wrist flexion. I'm going to rotate through. So that's one way I can do it. Second way is I can add a little bit of neck motion. So when my hand is pointing in, I kind of look and bring my ear toward that shoulder. So hand in, head is going to that side, ear is going to that side. And then as I rotate my palm around, my head goes the opposite way, and then I come back out. So I'm kind of rotating in and out. And then what we're doing here is we're just playing with these setups to see which one that you can feel the most tension, but without having a ton of like sharp nerve pain. And that's the one that we're going to start with for your sets and your reps. So maybe just do a couple of reps here. And then what you can do is you can add a little bit of extension into your shoulder. So if I bring my arm back, that's going to tension it even further. So again, if my head is in, I'm going to rotate my palm in. My head goes away, I'm going to reach behind me and rotate my palm out, trying to keep my fingers relatively straight. And that's going to add more and more tension. So technically, I could make that into a flosser. So I could rotate my palm out, and then as I reach back behind me, if having the head turn is too aggressive, I can reach back behind me and bring my head to this shoulder, and then come back to the center. Reach back behind me, bring my head to this shoulder, come back to center. Then I can bring my thumb inside, close my fist, and then add the rotation and bring my head over. So this would be the version of a flosser. And then if I'm adding a tensioner, as I go through this motion with my arm, I bring my head the opposite way and then come back, opposite way and come back. So as you add extension or bringing that arm behind you and then bringing your head away, you're getting more and more tension into that system. And then the most aggressive version is twofold. We can kind of do two different setups. We can go thumb in the hand, close the fist, and we can really reach behind us while focusing on flexing that wrist like I'm taking money from someone behind me, and then really turning my head away, feel that pull all the way down into that forearm. Again, should not be like a sharp pain. Or what we can do is we can bring our hand out from our side. I can go palm down, bring my thumb, and I can kind of point my thumb at the ground, bring my head over, rotate and reach. Come back out of that. So my arm is parallel with the floor, thumb is up, I make a fist, I go into flexion, so I'm bringing that palm toward you guys, rotating around, and I'm bringing my arm behind me as my head goes over, and that's going to tension it even further. But a lot of the setup is going to depend on your shoulder range of motion and your strength. So again, play with those variations, try all of them, figure out which one you can feel the most tension in without nerve pain, and then we're going to stick with that. And then you progress once that sensation of that stretch goes away. You can't really feel any tension being placed in the system. Then you would progress to the next one within that series.